Unbelievable. First up, Democratic Senator Shaheen from New Hampshire to talk about this. And thank you for your time today. You helped negotiate this bill. How will it help, Senator?
Well, I'm pleased that we were able to get, again, another package through in the Senate on Tuesday. It provides an additional $250 billion for the Paycheck Protection Program, and then an additional $60 billion that helps with the Emergency Injury Disaster Loan Program and the grants that are available through that EIDL program as well. So more help for small businesses, which are in critical need of that help, and more help for hospitals and for testing. We know that it's going to take more testing to open up our economy, and hopefully this bill will help get us geared up to do that.
Yeah. There's this ongoing debate, too, about the states and the cities across the country, what they might need now, what they might need in the future. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell was on our program yesterday and said the following about putting a pause on the request for billions of dollars for states, what he would consider a bailout. Here's how he characterized that.
We're going to take a pause here. We're going to wait at least until May the 4th, which is the time we're going to have everybody back in the Senate, and clearly weigh before we provide assistance to states and local governments who would love for us to borrow money from future generations to make sure that they have no revenue losses. We're not interested in solving their pension problems for them. We're not interested in rescuing them from bad decisions they've made in the past.
So that caught on like a prairie fire. Are you okay with that for the moment, Senator?
Well, I'm not talking to any mayors in New Hampshire or to Governor Sununu in New Hampshire who thinks the federal government is going to solve the pension problem. What they want is help with their effort to deal with the front lines of this COVID epidemic. They're trying to keep their firefighters working, their frontline EMTs and emergency health workers on the job, and they really need help because revenues are way down. In the state of New Hampshire, we're also still struggling with our substance use crisis, and so we need help in all kinds of ways, and that's what the federal assistance that I've been pushing to get passed is going to do. When small businesses are shut down and aren't working, when their workers aren't working because they're on unemployment, then that has an impact on the state of New Hampshire and on the communities in our state. So we need to make sure that the help we provide goes to the people who need it most.
Agreed on that. I think a lot of people would feel the same. Perhaps this is a debate for another time and another date, but the debate's going to come back around again. Wall Street Journal characterized it this way: bail out the states. The following writing: the question to ask is why taxpayers in Appleton and Sarasota should rescue politicians and unions in Albany and Springfield. Just listening to your answer there, Senator, it would appear that you would agree with that. Am I right on
that? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you had to say.
Okay, the Wall Street Journal says the question to ask is why taxpayers in Appleton and Sarasota should rescue politicians and unions in Albany and Springfield. I made the observation, based on your answer, it would appear that you would agree with that statement. Am I right on that?
Well, as I said, I'm not hearing from cities and towns in New Hampshire that they're looking for a bailout. What I'm hearing is that they're looking for help to deal with the very real challenges they're facing as they struggle with addressing this coronavirus pandemic, as they struggle with keeping their workers working, and the state of New Hampshire as it tries to ensure that people get the services they need. So I don't think this is about trying to bail out anybody. I think it's about trying to get through this pandemic together in a way that ensures that as many small businesses can start up after it's over as possible, that their workers can keep working, that we can keep our hospitals operating and our healthcare providers where they are. That's what we need to be focused on. And I don't think presenting this as a fight between different sectors of the United States is really beneficial. We need to work on this together. We need bipartisan cooperation. That's what we've had in Washington to date, and I hope that's what's going to continue.
Amen to that. Thank you, Senator, so much for your time. Shaheen, sorry about the connection there in the audio, but we're trying, right, with the technology all across the country. Senator, thank you.
One of the limitations.
You bet. Tom.